What if I was to tell you that one supplement could help reverse muscle loss, improve your strength, and support your brain health? Well, that supplement is creatine. If you're over 50 and you don't regularly exercise, you've probably lost around about 20% of your muscle mass since you've turned 30, 20%. You see, creatine isn't just for bodybuilders or gym junkies. It's one of the most researched supplements in the world. And it could be your best ally in keeping your strength, your energy, and even your memory sharp as you age. So let's break it down, why muscle loss happens and how creatine can help you fight back. If we haven't met yet, I'm Gavin. I'm a personal trainer and I co-own New Zealand's only fitness studio for people over the age of 40. And many of the goals that our members have is to gain strength and get a bit stronger in life. And one of the things that we speak about quite a lot here is creatine. Aside from weight training and whey protein, creatine is a supplement that people really need to understand. And a lot of people are a bit dubious about whether or not it's good for them. Starting in your 30s, muscle loss or sarcopenia begins to accelerate due to hormonal shifts, inactivity, and slower recovery. And less muscle means reduced strength, slower metabolism, more fat gain, and greater risks of injury and falls. So you may be wondering, what is creatine and why does it even matter? Well, creatine is a naturally occurring compound found in meat and fish, but not in high enough amounts for most people. So your body uses creatine to regenerate something called ATP, which is just the energy within your muscles. And supplementing with creatine increases the amount stored in the muscles by about 20 to 40%, improving energy, strength, and performance. And as creatine is stored in the muscles, it also draws water into the muscle cells, which can make your muscles look fuller, slightly bigger. This process is known as cell volumization. And while it may cause slight weight gain from water retention, it doesn't contribute to fat gain. The extra water in the muscles can help improve performance by providing a better environment for muscle contractions and reduce muscle fatigue during intense exercise. So think of it this way. If this is your muscle before you take creatine, after you take creatine, it looks a little bit like that. So you can see it pulls in water and everything else into the muscle cells to make it a little bit bigger. And a bigger muscle is generally a stronger muscle. In 2024, there was a meta-analysis or a study of people over 50, and they found that combining creatine with resistance training led to an average of about 1.4 kilograms more lean muscle mass, significant increases in upper and lower body strength compared to just training alone. You may not have any idea what 1.4 kilograms of muscle could actually do for you. Well, I want you to think of it this way. Think of a wheelbarrow in your garden, okay? A wheelbarrow and a big tire on the front. If that tire is flat, okay, and you try and push that wheelbarrow, it becomes very difficult to push. But when you take creatine, it's like pumping up those muscles. 1.4 kilos of muscle, in fact, would be like pumping that tire up, because it would take the same amount of effort to push the wheelbarrow, but it becomes way easier. So think of that 1.4 kilos of muscle as just making every single thing easier. Carrying your groceries, picking up your grandkids, playing with your dogs and your cats, whatever it is, it makes your life much, much easier. And 1.4 kilos of muscle is absolutely no joke, and it's a lot of muscle to be gaining. They also then found that there's a massive improvement in functional performance. Creatine improved the sit-to-stand test performance, muscle function, and lean tissue mass in older adults, helping them stay more mobile, independent. So a sit-to-stand test would literally be, if I'm sitting on a chair now, then I stand up, that is a sit-to-stand, any extra reps you can do. And the thing of it is, as you get to sort of, over 40, over 50, your leg strength starts to decline twice as fast as your upper body strength. So it's super, super important to keep those muscles strong. And the last thing was cognitive and mental health. And that was a really, really key study that they did. So in 2022, they did a double-blind study, and they found that adults between 50 and 70 who supplemented with creatine for just 6 weeks showed notable improvements in memory, reasoning tasks, especially under mentally fatiguing conditions. Now, I used to be a shift worker, and I used to do lots of night shifts and all that sort of stuff. And it was very hard sometimes to concentrate at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when you're tired. So, if you translate that to normal life, when you find yourself fatigued and low energy and not tired, it can be hard to think properly. So if you are supplemented with creatine, it can help make your brain a bit sharper, help you think. Next thing we're going to cover is how much to take and when. Well, the general guidelines are about 3 to 5 grams per day, every single day. They don't really care about the time, it just means you take 3 to 5 grams every single day. Although, if you're a little bit of a bigger person, you may need to have up to 10 grams per day. Real evidence to suggest that, you can overdose on creatine, so don't worry about it too much. The worst thing that's probably gonna happen to you is that you're gonna get a bit of gastro issues and some bloating and some wind. And so if that is the case, you take a little bit less the next day. Note though that taking it post-workout may have a slight edge for muscle growth, But the real thing of it is that consistency is what matters the most. A lot of people will say, do you need to load the creatine phase? So to understand that, what we need to understand is that our muscles, again, a bit like this balloon. So a loading phase simply means, do you take like a bigger amount to start with to load the muscles up? So our muscles are like a balloon. So if you want to load it, it would just be like, that would be loading it. But most people prefer to just gradually take it every single day. So it'd be like, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, until it saturates the entire muscle. So you think of it, you could also think of it like a sponge as well. You could either, drip water onto a sponge until it's saturated, or you could tip the whole bottle onto the sponge and the whole thing will be saturated faster. It doesn't really matter. It's just about consistently taking the creatine. The next thing people worry about is creatine safe? Well, the thing of it is, it's been backed by over 1,000 studies, and it is one of the most researched and safest supplements available. There's no need to cycle on and off. Long-term use is absolutely safe for healthy individuals, and stick to the recommended dose. You're going to be absolutely fine. If you're serious about staying strong, independent, and active over the age of 50, creatine really should be part of your daily routine. It's simple, it's affordable, it's backed by science. However, to get the most benefit from taking creatine, you need to be doing resistance training as well, because resistance training is where you put load on the muscles and you're sort of using a weight to do certain exercises. That is going to enhance how much muscle you can build over time. And think of it this way: you're not going to be putting on loads and loads of muscle like Arnold Schwarzenegger. What you're actually doing is replacing the muscle you've already lost. Like I said at the beginning, you've lost a whole bunch of muscle between the ages of 30 and 50. So you're just going to replace that muscle over time. Because your muscles have muscle memory, you can do that in a relatively short space of time. And if you take creatine, it's going to make that process a little bit faster, and you can get from A to B a lot faster than if creatine on its own. If you would like a full strength program, I've got one designed. I've been sending it out to people who've been commenting on my YouTube. Comment strength down below. I'll send you a free workout that covers all the muscles of the body from head to toe. You can do it in about 1.5 hours per week over 3 half-an-hour sessions, and it's going to be a great start for you to start doing strength training as part of your daily routine. In the video at the top there, I'm going to share with you a video which is about the best foods that you can eat and boost strength. So head over to that video and I'll see you on the other side.